fans, welcome to Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. We have an outstanding program for you this week. You're going to see some of the world's top-flight professional wrestlers in outstanding matches. Plus, a lot of things continue to happen in the wrestling world. One of those just recently happening is a feud which erupted between Wildfire Tommy Rich and Roddy Piper. We'll be seeing Tommy Rich a little later in our program, and we'll be talking with Roddy Piper. Right now, let's bring in our NWA official, Sandy Scott. Sandy, as we say, a lot of things continue to happen.
Boy, there sure is, and we have the Western Tag Team people that won it, Wahoo McDaniels and Don Morocco. Right. They're going to be here a little later on. You talked about the Piper and Rich thing, which we're looking into. We'll see Piper will be out here in a few minutes talking about it, and Rich will be in action. Also, you know, a few weeks ago we said that we're looking for areas to have the tournament in, the Tag Team Tournament final in
Eastern
Regional, yes. And we looked at Richmond and Cincinnati and Buffalo and Norfolk and Hampton, but we have found a site, Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right, the Eastern Finals will be held in Charlotte then, Sandy, right?
Yes, and some of the teams, Ole Anderson, Stan Hansen, Killer Khan and King Kong Mosca, Jack and Jerry Briscoe, right. The Samoans. So, man, there's a lot of action.
It is, and you know, all of these have already won at least one regional tournament too, Sandy, moving in now to the final. So they're all already champions, already have won at least $25,000. Some of them won more than one tournament.
Oh,
and
yes.
as we say, the Western champions are here. Let's call them in right now and talk to them. Chief Wahoo McDaniel, Don Morocco. Chief?
Well, you know, it's good to be back here, and, you know, it was just by accident. You know, Morocco and I used to wrestle together when we were in the AWA, and I was on my way to Japan. He was too. We got together, met, got in the tournament, and we won a little money and a little opportunity to go on in the tournament. But we are the Western Division champions in this World's Tag Team Tournament, and we're looking forward to whoever the winners of the Eastern are. We're ready.
Don, I tell you, the competition in this Eastern is really going to be something. Because
let me tell you something. It looks like it's starting to get nuts around here. Looks like everybody's starting to go crazy. And when it starts getting nuts, when it starts getting crazy, when it starts getting mean, the Indian came looking for something, because I'm a man who's never turned my back on a friend. Number one. And number two, I never back down from anybody. This man over here is a legend all over these parts. And he wanted somebody crazy. He wanted somebody nuts. He wanted somebody who could stand by his side.
Wahoo, I think you found that person,
well,
right?
You know how crazy I am, and this man just about as crazy. And I'll tell you one thing, we don't have a reverse gear. It's straightforward from here on, and everybody better clear out, because we're going to level some bodies.
Well, welcome to you. Good to have you here.
Thank
we look
you.
forward to
Appreciate
seeing you in action. Don Morocco, Chief Wahoo McDaniel. We're about ready now in the ring with action. We'll be ready to go with that match right after we take time out for this message. Fans in the ring right now, tag team action is we have the privates of Sergeant Slaughter, Private Nelson, Private Kernodle, against Terry Taylor and Tim Horner. And it's Private Nelson, Jim Nelson, and Terry Taylor as we get underway. And with me right here, Roddy Piper.
Nice!
Takedown and an attempt at a pin there by Terry Taylor. And Roddy, I know all of the fans, or a lot of the fans, are still aware of what happened to Terry Taylor with these two guys just very recently. They really tried to work Terry Taylor over. And you're talking about bad blood. Don Kernodle, Terry Taylor, and Private Nelson.
Bad blood. Bad blood all over. I just saw Wahoo McDaniels and Don Morocco, some crazy nut coming out here talking about how tough they are, how they won regional tournaments at $25,000 a head, because all of a sudden
they're the Western champions.
They're the wrestling champions. Well, you see, that's just because they ain't wrestled me yet. I bring fear to Wahoo. I bring fear to Don Morocco. He never even mentioned my name because he's afraid to have it class my lips. Tag team tournaments are $25,000.
Let's watch Private Kernodle here and Terry Taylor as they go at it. Just trading those right here.
Oh, nice takedown.
Boy, you can see the anger between these two when they look each other in the eye.
Absolutely. You see, it's like these guys got something to prove. You know that Private Kernodle and Private Nelson have already won one tournament. They are in the series, and now these two young fellas themselves are trying to make a name for themselves. And what they've got here is no regard for nobody's body, including theirs. You're talking about destruction, and this is a match that I've been dying to see this week.
Tim Horner off of the rope. Good hip toss. Drop kick. Down to two. Almost had him pinned.
Yes, but it was a smart move. You see, he almost had him pinned, but he knew he didn't have him under control, so the minute he did, he hooked the arm. Perfect tag, Terry Taylor. Terry comes in, but I want you to watch a fine wrestling. Look at the combination. You see, that's what the great Sergeant Slaughter has been teaching these fellas, is how to think when they're hurt. Now watch him
Watch
come
at
on.
him slugging and kicking at Terry Taylor.
Oh, isn't it beautiful? Oh, yes. Just like what I did to Tommy Rich. Oh, beautiful.
What you did to Tommy Rich, and we're going to be seeing Tommy Rich a little later on.
Oh, you see him with all kinds of welts on him. Oh, what a drop kick. That was
Private
beautiful.
Kernodle high into the air for that.
Beautiful.
See it,
Taylor's in
Taylor,
big
right.
trouble. There goes our nose.
He hit him
Get
right
down
in the
there.
face with that big boot.
He should have had a 3 count there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sergeant Slaughter has schooled these two gentlemen so well that they're almost unbeatable. Taylor trying to come back.
Caught in the corner. He's going to be double teamed. As Private Nelson gets him from behind, and the elbow smash.
And I understand that they're going to have the Eastern Regionals in the Queen City.
Charlotte, that's right, in Charlotte.
Yes, and Charlotte thinks they deserve that, do they? They think they deserve the finest wrestling in the whole wide world. The Queen City, my.
You know some of the teams that are
I'd be
entered
ashamed
in
to
that,
be
don't
from the Queen City.
You know some of the teams that are entered in that, don't you, Roddy? Already winners in the regional tournaments. We got Killer Kong,
Look at Horner.
King Kong Mosca.
What a monkey flip.
You got Jackie
That's
Jerry
a two.
Briscoe. You got Stan Hansen, Ole Anderson, the Samoan. That's just a few of the teams that will be entered in the Eastern region.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. That's just perfect control. Thinking while being hurt, thinking in action. That's why I could humiliate Tommy Rich, supposedly the great star of Atlanta TV. That's why I've humiliated every wrestler that's come along just from thinking just like these gentlemen out here. Those boys are in trouble, Horner and Taylor.
Horner just caught a knee into the midsection off of the rope.
Oh,
And another knee. Cuts him a flip.
Get on
Halfway
him.
across the ring.
get on him, Nelson. Oh, get on him, Nelson. Hey. You see, when he's hurt like that, he should take, and he knows it. You know what? Sergeant Slaughter is holding free. Beautiful, beautiful. The thing is, too, the sergeant, he doesn't have to come out and school him anymore. He's got it down to a fine science now. Cover him.
Tommy
cover
drop.
him.
And Horner is in trouble right now. Count of two. He needs a tag.
I thought
He
he had
needs
a
to get
three.
over to Terry Taylor for the tag.
Mr. Connell, that's perfect thinking. That's exactly what he needs to do, is get over there and tag. And the smart thing now for these Marines to do is to be cutting off that corner. Keep him in their own side of the corner, and they'll have it down. Beautiful tag team work. Notice, all done within the count of 4.
And Nelson hurt his elbow with that smash. 2. Horner again manages to kick out.
There you go. You can't beat them. They've tried unsuccessfully to pin him 4 or 5 different times. They're doing the right thing. They've got a good hold on him. Notice how the knee is right in the middle of the shoulder blades, cutting the wind off from the lungs. Got him around. It's not a choke, a perfect hold. Now it's time for the referee to do his job and start asking questions like, time to go home, boys?
Nelson now backs him into the corner. There's Private Kernodle. The tag. And the double team again on Tim Horner.
Yes, but that is legal. They have a 5 count. Nice
Suplex.
Oh, beautiful. Obviously, they have been watching my expertise.
Again, Horner kicks out.
If you don't get that tag, he's in trouble.
And he can't make it, Piper.
No,
He's
this
trying
boy's
to reach
finished.
over Roddy and
No, this team has definitely got it under control and got it won. There you go. And that's a 3.
I don't know how he managed to kick out that
I
time.
thought that was a 3. Wouldn't you say that was a 3 there? Whoa!
Private Kernodle missed that drop kick.
Don't let him tag. Don't let him.
Horner held the ropes, and there's the tag. Here comes Taylor. Watch this man go to work now. Young Terry Taylor. Roddy Piper, you're looking at a tremendous athlete in there right now in this young Terry Taylor.
Reminds me of myself a few years ago when I was a little worse.
There's Kernodle with a tag. Private Nelson in. He runs right into that buzzsaw.
Woo, these boys are going for it. You see them talking back and forth. You see Terry Taylor talking to his partner. They're starting to think. They're starting to set things up. Beautiful. Cover that boy. Grab that leg. You see, they don't listen to me. If he would have grabbed that leg,
They made another tag. Here's Taylor in. Elbow right into the mouth and the nose.
Good tag team work on the part of Taylor and Hort.
What action we've had in this match, fans. And he's
There
got
he
him in
goes.
the strength. He's got him pinned. 1, 2.
Good move.
Ooh, and if it
Good
had
move.
not been for Kernodle, Private Kernodle, it would have all been over right there. And
They
Kernodle
rang the
and
bell.
Taylor are going to go at it again.
Look at him. They rang the bell. Double leg takedown. Somebody better get
And
some
they're just
control here.
slugging it out as they're down on the mat.
Get some
Kernodle
control
and
back
Taylor.
now. Look at that Kernodle. Look at that Taylor. Snake, there comes that Snake. Snake's got no business in here.
Jake Roberts.
Those boys are hurt.
The ring. The referee just can't control him.
Kernodle's nose is gone. I would go in there to try to help, but my rib is sore.
You can't even get them apart. Nobody can separate them. Nelson pulls Kernodle out of the ring, and he goes out
Fight
fighting.
Kernodle out of there. Nelson. Oh, bad decision. Bad decision on the referee's part. Bad decision.
Referee awarding the decision to Terry Taylor and Jim Horner as
Bad
he
decision.
disqualified the team of Private Nelson and Private Kernodle.
Bad decision. Maybe a double disqualification might have been in order. Bad decision to give that match to
Watch
these
it
young
right
fellas.
here. This is the way it ended, and this is the way it all happened. When Kernodle came in and he went over after stomping and kicking at Taylor. Watch him and Terry Taylor go at each other now.
You see, but this is a kind of tag team tournament when you're talking $25,000. This is the kind of animosity you've got going. Listen, every city that got tag teams just like this, people going all out. Look at the action that these people are going there. Look at that punch by Taylor. Beautiful.
Fans, our winners on a disqualification, Terry Taylor, Tim Horner, will be back with the Paul Jones in action right after we take timeout for this next match. All right, fans, right now you're looking at Paul Jones in that corner at the bell, and here we go, Paul Jones against Jim Dalton.
You should have an excellent match here. Both men. Paul Jones very aggressive. Got a punch on him like the mule. Isn't afraid of anything. Jim Dalton nonetheless.
Don't tell me you're going to say something nice about Paul Jones, Roddy Piper.
Hey, I'm a nice man. I say it like it is. I'm the best wrestler there is around. Have you noticed how wrestlers quiver when they talk about me? You notice people have tried to give me problems in the future, in the past. They've been trying to give me problems. Wahoo McDaniels tried to give me problems. Ric Flair tried to give me problems. They all flew in the poop of me. So you know what happened?
Did Tommy Rich try to give you problems?
Yes, he did. And you know what happened?
Yeah, but I understand you really took unfair advantage of Tommy Rich.
Unfair advantage. You know what I did?
With a belt.
With the belt. And I put welts on him 6 inches deep, brother. And he, listen, you know what? Now it's Mr. Piper. Nice takedown by Jones.
Ooh.
Yes.
Boy, Jones
Beautiful.
balled that fist up, drew back that right hand.
Yes, but you know, you want to play, you must pay the piper.
Fans, a little later on, we're going to see Tommy Rich in a tape match against Ali Bay.
Well, now this is a match that has been taped previous to the damage that I have done to Tommy Rich. I must admit, Tommy Rich is a tremendous wrestler. He ain't no Roddy Piper, but he's a tremendous wrestler. Like Paul Jones is. It's a great toehold he's got on there. He's got perfect leverage on. He knows where the man is. Do you notice something now? He pulled him out just a slight 6 inches. That's so the man cannot have the advantage of the ropes. Good thinking on Paul Jones' part.
Dalton reaching up, grabbing the chin. Speaking of seeing Tommy Rich, also a little later you're going to see Sergeant Slaughter right here in action in the ring.
What a
and
thrill.
also we're going to look at Wahoo McDaniel, Chief Wahoo McDaniel and his partner, Don Morocco, in a tag team match.
Yes, I saw them out there. Yes, I know all about them, and I'm not taking nothing away from them. They're both great wrestlers. Both of them will run straight onto a freight train. They're not afraid of anything in the whole wide world, except me.
They're the Western winners in the tag team tournament.
Yes, they are.
Seeking at World Championship,
Yes,
the
they
Western
are.
winners.
Yes, they are. And a tournament that has never been surpassed in the history of wrestling. And for Charlotte, the Queen City, to just have the way Eastern Regionals is such a privilege that even myself would be privileged. Good move.
All right, Dalton, yes. Back crawling, back to make the ropes. Hey, it looks like Jones going to bring him right back out in the ring again as he lifts him high up into the air.
But
He's going right back with that leg.
If Tommy Rich is so mad like he says he is, because I give him a little thrashing like he should have had when he was a little baby, but you don't see him running out here saying, "Oh, Roddy Piper, I'm going to get you." No, all you see is they dig up a tape of Tommy Rich to show how good Tommy Rich is. Well, he ain't too good, is he? Because I'm standing here and he's over there putting olive oil on the welts.
Jones continuing to work on that leg, and Roddy Piper, remember, we just taking your word for what you're saying about Tommy Rich. And
You
what
can
did
take
for
my
Tommy Rich.
word to the Bank of Knox, mister. It's a small bank close to Knoxville.
Jones still with that leg, still putting that pressure on it. He has worked on that left leg of Jim Dalton's, probably trying to set him up for the figure four, wouldn't you imagine?
Well, that is Paul's favorite hold. That's why when you talk about Paul Jones or any wrestler, you must study him. You must know their moves. Paul is one that wants to wear down the legs because his figure four will be effective then. And so this is what he does. So the idea is not to let him get around your legs before you get in the ring. People must think like Roddy Piper does. They must be intelligent enough to do this, but this young fella here is having trouble. But don't take nothing away from him. Jim Dalton is plenty tough.
Oh, and he reaches up and scrapes right across the eyes of Paul
Good move.
Jones.
Good move.
Well, he was reaching the point of desperation. He had to get that leg free.
Yeah, it was a little desperation, absolutely. But then again, we're talking about the difference between beans and filet mignon, pheasant under glass. Now look at Dalton come on. Jones is wearing himself out there. Dalton's leg's still a little weak. You can see the red where he's been pounded on it there.
You're right. His leg and the muscle in that leg and that thigh muscle is really red. Across the ring goes Jones, hard into the corner in the turnbuckle. There's the switch, and it's Dalton into the turnbuckle. Jones is still hurting. He's in pain.
Both men hurt bad. Look at him limping. The leg, Jones has definitely got some damage on that leg. If I know Jones, he'll go right back for that leg. You see, that's why Jones is as good as I am. Because I would have been right back for that leg.
Again, Dalton clawing at the eyes of Paul Jones, and it's Jones that time to Dalton's eye.
Very unfair on Paul Jones' part. I don't think there's any call for something like that. Oh, elbow.
Into the corner, into the turnbuckle. Monkey flip.
Oh, nice backdrop. Jones definitely got a spring.
Now he's going to go for
Dalton,
that figure
Dalton's
four.
going to have to do something now. Now or never, Dalton. Go for the rope. Okay. Go for the rope.
Okay, he's going to get out of it now with that figure four locked in.
Yeah, won't break it, Jones. You see, Jones he's no man. I would have broke that hold by now. Once I finish an opponent, I leave him alone. Look at Jones. He's doing that on purpose to punish that opponent. He's not the kind
He's
of
just
man
got that
I am.
leg locked in so tight, the
No.
referee's having to untangle him.
He's just not the same kind of man I am. That's all. Yes,
Then
a
watch
good
right
win.
here in slow motion as Dalton comes off of the rope.
Nice
Backflip.
backdrop.
And right here, Jones goes around, sets him up, locks in that figure four, and at this point, it's all over with our winner, Paul Jones, over Jim Dalton. As a ringside right now, Ken Timms, David Patterson. David, you and Ken have really got your work cut out for you a little later on.
Yeah, I just want to say this. You know, I'm used to tagging up with Pretty Boy Fergie, and Tim said that not to worry about it if Fergie ain't going to be here, that he would do his best, give it 100%. Now, I know we got the masters of disaster, Chief Wahoo McDaniels and Don Morocco.
That's right.
Well, let me tell you something, Wahoo McDaniels and Don Morocco. You are going to pay some dues today. You are going to count the lights. You're going to look at Patterson. You're going to look at Timms. We're going to do something to you that you ain't going to forget about.
David, let me remind you now, they're the Western winners in the tag team tournament.
Yeah, they might be the Western winners, but you're looking at the Cuban champion here.
All right, David Patterson. Ken, how do you feel about going against a pair like this, Don Morocco and this Wahoo McDaniel?
Well, certainly they are very tough. They have won the Western rights to be here in the East to go for the World Championship. But we feel we're going to give them the toughest test they've got yet. We're going out there, we're going to give it everything we got, and we're going to do everything we can to defeat these two people.
they're sort of wild, and they can get wild and they can get rough in that ring, and anything can happen. Are you and David prepared for that?
We're prepared to get a little wild ourselves. We got a few things up our own sleeves, so to speak, that we're going to bring out our own self that we're going to do to them. We got a few surprises for some people too.
You gonna be fighting fire with fire?
That's right, definitely. In fact, we'll probably start out with the fire first.
David, how you gonna pair off in there? You gonna think?
Let me say something in Spanish here to all the
Oh,
people
okay,
that
go
speak
ahead,
Spanish.
do that, yeah.
Y lo que vamos a hacer aquí es acabar con Wahoo McDaniels y Dan Morocco. Van a saber que cuando se meten en el ring con este hombre y este hombre aquí, vamos a acabar con ellos, sí, sí.
All right, now you want to tell us what you said?
I said when Don Morocco and Chief Wahoo McDaniels get in this ring tonight, they better be ready for the fight of their life, because David Patterson's going to be ready, Tim Timms is going to be ready, and somebody's going to pay heavily tonight.
All right, Ken. I tell you, your partner is really wound up. He's ready to go.
He's got it right, brother. We're ready to go. We're ready to get
And I
out
want
there. We're
these
going to get
brown
everything.
sack and hillbillies out
And
here
we'll
to
watch
keep
it a
their
little later
mouths
on.
shut.
That's here right at this time. We'll be back, fans. We'll have more action right after we take this brief time out. Fans with us at ringside right now. Real pleasure to introduce Jack Briscoe. Jack?
Thank you very much, Bob. It was very nice to be here. I just want to come out and make a few comments about the VTR we're fixing to see, and especially Roddy Piper. You're going to see a good cause for why a man should be upset as he is.
If you want to make a few
right,
comments
Roddy.
about me, well, then why don't you just make them to my face?
I'm making to your face right now. I tell you, you got some people awful mad, especially with the kind of mouth you got, you make anybody mad.
Let me tell you something. Wait a second. Wait a second now, Mr. Briscoe. No sense in getting upset. No, hey, just a second. Just a second. Rich deserved everything he got. People play with me on national television. People play with me any place. I take a belt and I strap them down and I make them mean what I want them to mean.
You made him mean all right, and he's going to show you when he gets his hands on you just how mean he is.
Oh, let's just see how mean he is. Let's look at this VTR. Don't go away. Don't go away. I want to watch it with you.
All right.
Mr.
Fans,
Briscoe.
we have a match right here. Wildfire, Tommy Rich, and Allie Bay, right?
Oh, he's doing great now, isn't he? I like the way he sits on his knees.
Jack, what about this?
Tommy
young
Rich
man?
is one of the finest young wrestlers in the country. Everyone knows that. He's got Ali Bay here, and he's going to have him in trouble right here. Tommy goes into the elbow. Ali Bay, a worldwide famous wrestler. Tommy's got him going now. Tommy's got him completely under control.
Tommy's got what under control? All Tommy's doing is taking advantage of a man that's down. The referee there has warned him 2 times now. Ali Bay's down. Now look at him. What's he going to do? Kick him from behind? That's why I take care of people like that, Jack Briscoe.
Ali Bay can't get up because Tommy Rich has got his number right now. Big body slam there. Picked up 250-pound man and slammed him like he was nothing.
Roddy Piper, watching Tommy Rich, that must send shivers up your spine to know what you did to him.
You see, well, some sniveling little person like yourself may send shivers up their spine. Me didn't send nothing up my spine, just send him to the hospital, and all they're doing is rubbing olive oil all down his back and all over his legs because he's got all kinds of big welts, and he's a big man now, right? Really looks tough now, don't you, Tommy Rich? Kind of reminds me, if that guy had hair, that's just what I look like. Oh, Tommy. Hello, Tommy. Yes.
Tommy just got a kick to the throat right there. Tommy's a tough man. He's a tough young man. And anybody can tell you one of the toughest young men in wrestling today. He's not afraid of anybody at any time.
Tough young man. Yes, he is a tough young man. Yes, he is one of the greatest wrestlers. But what he did, Mr. Briscoe, is he played with the finest
Watch this
wrestler
right
in the
here,
world
Roddy.
today. Watch what? Tommy Rich do what? Huh? Oh, that was smart thinking. First thing I seen he done that was smart.
Stretch
As
right
you can
here.
see, Tommy's got the abdominal stretch. And as you can see, Ali Bay about to give up on it. He just gave up. Ali Bay just won the match.
Yeah, Tommy Rich just won the match. You see, Tommy Rich just beat Ali Bay. Roddy Piper's beat everybody. Roddy Piper's everybody wanted to beat Mr. Briscoe. And nothing against you. Don't get all upset because I know it must be a thrill and just little shivers just standing beside me. But I can realize, Mr. Jack Briscoe, that you're not me, and that make you just a little jealous. So you go ahead.
That makes me just very happy because, you know, you took a belt off and strapped that young man, strapped him. But last city, you know, if anybody needs a strap and a belt whipping, it's you, Roddy Piper.
Yeah, and you'd like to do that, wouldn't you?
I'd love to, anytime, anywhere. Matter of fact, why don't we just get in the ring and do it right now?
You know why? Because I got nothing to prove, and you got everything to prove.
Nothing to prove.
All right, Jack, as he turns and walks away.
As you can see, that's what kind of man he is. When it comes face on face, Roddy Piper, he's going to go the other way.
It's going to come payback time.
Well, I tell you what, for what he did to Tommy Rich, I know this young man very well, and they call him Wildfire, and the fire is going to be flaming.
All right, fans, and we'll be back. We'll have more action right here after we take this time out. All right, fans, here, of course, Roddy Piper again at ringside.
You see, when Roddy Piper, RP wants to do something, Roddy Piper does something. All these bigwigs come up here, Wahoo McDaniels, Don Morocco, Jake the Snake, the Mulligans, they all came, tried to play with Roddy Piper. What happened? They all sniveled away and crawled. And so what happened? Tommy Rich jumps in the phone booth, puts on the Superman tape and says, me, I will take Roddy Piper. But what happened on national TV? I took a belt and watched Tommy Rich, and I slapped him, and I slapped him, and I slapped him again, because nobody plays with me ever in the whole history. But then again, while I'm laughing and he's crying, he's looking up and says, please, Mr. Piper, don't give me no more. I says, but sir, I'm not finished, you see, because you'll find out that Roddy Piper truly is a masterpiece.
Sergeant Slaughter, Sergeant.
That's right. You know, I'm defending my title all around the United States. But as of right now, I don't know who my opponent is going to be in this area. Well, I don't care who it is. I think it's only fair to me to know who it is. But whoever it is, I hope they're competent. I hope they're very good wrestlers. And I hope they don't mind a little pain and a little torture.
King Kong Moscow right here.
You know, I just want to talk about the tag team tournament. Killer Khan and myself are partners. We won the regionals in Montreal, Quebec. We won the $25,000. I hear this entrance of Ole Anderson, Stan Hansen, the Samoans. When it comes to money, I have no friends. And Killer Khan thinks the same way. We're out here to win this.
Here is Ole Anderson, right?
You know, you won 25 in Montreal. We won 25 in Greensboro. We even won a couple of bucks more down in Atlanta. So now we're all going to find out who the better team is. And I don't think there can be any doubt in anybody's mind, including yours, that it's going to have to be me and Hansen.
It's only one way to settle it. We'll have to go head on head, whether it's you or the Samoans.
All right, fans, that's it right here ringside. In the ring now, the introduction for our next match. This match, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. First, our opponents from the U.S. Marines at 275 pounds, Sergeant Slaughter. Sergeant Slaughter, U.S. heavyweight champion. Across the ring, his opponent from Tennessee, 235 pounds. Here is Tony Anthony. Tony Anthony. One fall now, 10-minute time limit. We'll be ready to go right after we take this brief timeout. A tremendous task facing him, and that's young Tony Anthony. Here with me at ringside now, Jack Briscoe. Jack, this young man in against a monster roughhouse of a man in Sergeant Slaughter.
Certainly, Sergeant Slaughter well over 300 pounds, but Tony Anthony has got a lot of heart and a lot of desire. And of course, he is ready to get in there and go with anyone.
He's a great athlete, got a lot of athletic ability as well as wrestling ability and wrestling knowledge, but he's going to need every bit of it against a man like Slaughter. Slaughter, as big as he is, Jack, he can really get around that ring and can really move.
Well, he's a very agile man. He's a United States champion, and for that very reason, he's a big, rugged individual who is very agile and does have wrestling knowledge. He has an arm lock on Anthony right now.
Plus the fact also, and fans, don't forget that, he possesses that very deadly Cobra clutch.
Yes, $1,000, he says, for any man who can get out of it. Sergeant Slaughter has challenged everybody, and he has taken on a few challenges. I would like to get my name on that challenge.
That's right.
Myself.
All right, back to the arm, and after that tremendous knee lift, it caught Anthony right into the chest. Jack, again, I don't want to just sidestep this issue of Roddy Piper and Tommy Rich. But Piper, of course, is doing a lot of talking, but Rich was not around to answer him right a few minutes ago.
Well, I know Tommy. We're good friends, and Tommy's not the guy to sit around and talk about what he's going to do. He's a wildfire man, and he's going to get in the ring, and he's going to show Mr. Piper in the ring. But to imagine a man taking a belt to another man while he's down, thrown out of the ring and on his back and taking a belt and giving him a lashing. And Tommy is certainly going to get the end of this, I tell you.
All right, Slaughter coming right out of that headlock. Anthony had him in the headlock.
On
Slaughter he hooked that leg and came right out of that, Jack.
Keeps working on that shoulder. He's trying to weaken that shoulder down because that's part of the Cobra clutch. You get that shoulder weak and you can't fight that Cobra clutch at all.
Fans, also, let's remind you, you're going to see Chief Wahoo McDaniel, Don Morocco in tag team action. That match will be coming up next. They're the Western winners in our tag team tournament. And, of course, now, Jack, I know you're aware of the fact, and you and your brother Jerry, you're in the Eastern Finals. And the Eastern Finals are going to be held in Charlotte, North Carolina. You and Jerry are going to be in there along with such teams as Ole Anderson and Stan Hansen, Killer Khan and King Kong Moscow. A number of outstanding teams in there.
Yes, and Charlotte has been chosen as a side, and Jerry and I are very happy because just as where Jerry and I won our regional tournament was right here in Charlotte, now $25,000. So we feel like we can repeat again and win the Eastern Division right here in Charlotte.
A trip and a takedown again by Slaughter. He's still got that arm, Jack. Yes. And as you say, he's probably setting him up for that Cobra clutch with that shoulder.
Yes, he's working on that shoulder, weakening that shoulder, getting it down. Or when he gets that Cobra clutch on it, I'm afraid Anthony won't have much fight in that shoulder.
Slaughter again with a takedown, now with a wrist. Slaughter's the type of an individual, when he gets you going, he's going to maul you in that ring and really work you over. He wants to hurt his opponent.
Yeah, he likes to hurt people. He'll torture you. He can. I've seen him several times have men in the ring when he can beat him. Just go ahead and just torture him because he likes hurting people, and that's what he's trying to teach his privates to do, is just to be as mean and vicious as he is.
That's right. He sure has. Again, working on that shoulder here now as Anthony
firing back.
coming out of that
caught
corner.
One right in the jaw.
He's just about taught those privates that too. This private Kernodle and this Terry Taylor, Jack, I tell you, in their match earlier in the program, you just about couldn't get those two guys separated.
I know, it was just completely mayhem. There are very bad feelings among those two teams, and just everything happened, and it was a fight right down to the end.
Slaughter now still with the arm, still with the pressure on that shoulder and the foot right up into the midsection. Looks like he's got Anthony in a position where he could just about move for that Cobra clutch just about at any moment he'd like to try it.
But
here's Anthony, as you said, he's got a lot of heart.
He's still got a lot of fire in him, and Sergeant Slaughter knows that, so he's still trying to weaken that shoulder down because he knows he's got that fire and that desire to win.
Still with the shoulder, still putting the pressure on it with Anthony now down on his knees as Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh, a suplex, man. That's a beautiful wrestling move by Sergeant Slaughter.
Again, Anthony kicks out just in the nick of time after the count of two.
Hey, Anthony don't want to lose this match. He showed a lot of heart there. I didn't think he'd come out of that suplex. He's got that working on that shoulder. The referee's asking if he wants to give it up.
Now he's got that arm tied and around that rope.
Get him in here.
Sunset flip by Anthony. Almost had it.
Boy, Anthony almost pulled it on him right there as he almost had it.
There he goes again.
Couldn't get his shoulder down
with a small package.
Slaughter now looks like he's
Slaughter's
getting
getting mad. Yeah, Slaughter's getting mad. He knows he's got a tiger on his hands.
Those sledgehammer right hands from Sergeant Slaughter with Anthony across the rope. A tremendous right hand.
He thought Anthony was going to go in there and just lay
another
down.
tremendous blow. Jack, he's just about defenseless in the ropes there with that
He's
sledgehammer
mad.
right.
Anthony almost caught him, almost beat him twice, and the Sarge is hot.
Knee drop right down again across the chest. 1, 2, and again he kicks out of it. I don't know where he digs down and gets it from, but Anthony just refuses to stay down.
He knows what kind of job he's got to do, man. He knows that Sergeant Slaughter's reputation. He is the United States champion, but he's going to be willing to get in there and take a chance to try to win it. Clothesline right there.
And now he's going to go for the clutch.
He's got it on that same
Sergeant
shoulder
Slaughter.
that he worked on the entire match. He worked right on that same shoulder. That shoulder is weak, and I'm afraid Anthony just doesn't have any strength in that shoulder right now to do anything about it.
Sergeant Slaughter with the Cobra clutch. Anthony is going to go right on out. Referee Stu Swartz keeps checking that arm. He's almost down to the mat. He says, ring the bell.
Well, it was very good strategy by Sergeant Slaughter. He worked on that shoulder the complete time, and we couldn't even right down to the point where he got that Cobra clutch and had no fight back when he got the Cobra on him.
Yes, sir, Jack, and no doubt about it. But I tell you, the young man put up a whale of a fight against this U.S. champ.
He certainly did, sir.
Tony Anthony in the Cobra clutch, unable to get out of it, as again Slaughter proves that once he gets that on an opponent, that it's curtains for him right here. There's the winner, the U.S. heavyweight champion, Sergeant Slaughter. As a ringside, Tim Horner, Terry Taylor. Terry, first of all, I got to say, you two guys, what a match you had in there against those privates of Sergeant Slaughter.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know exactly what's going on with Kernodle. First thing I know, he's riding up and down the roads with us saying how he's going to advance in his career, make himself a better wrestler, the same way we are, by the rules. The next thing I know, there he is, turning his back on everybody. And I tell you, I don't know what's going on. Slaughter just demolished a good young wrestler here, and I think Kernodle's trying to follow in his footsteps. I'll tell you, it's guys like me and Horner, I tell you, we're not going to stand for it. If I have to do it myself, I will.
Well, what about you and Kernodle now? Really, I mean, it's more than just a match with you two guys. It almost takes a crowd to get you two apart once you get at it.
Well, I don't want to get apart. I tell you, Kernodle, I don't know what's going on. He's trying to hurt me. I've seen him try to hurt other guys, and anytime you get in there, it's not you're trying to win a match or defend yourself. You're going to stop from trying to get hurt. And I tell you, Kernodle's going to try to hurt me. I'm going to beat him to the punch. I'm going to fight fire with fire, and I'm going at him full bore. And I'll tell you what, one of these days I'm going to get him alone in a single match, and nobody's going to get us apart.
All right, talking about the privates, though, you got to know that they're getting a lot of this from that Sergeant Slaughter. Slaughter's bound to be teaching and passing us along to him.
Well, that's true. I'll tell you, you can tell by Slaughter's style the other guys are following in his footsteps. Guys like Jack Briscoe, me, Jake, and Tim Horner, I tell you, we're doing what we can to stop him.
Tim, as Terry says, you two young guys up there, a fantastic amount of ability, and you really went at them, and it was a great match.
Thank you. Terry and I have been tagging several times in this area, and it's helping me. I've been in professional wrestling for about a year and a half, and to me, it's just been a learning process for me this year, past year and a half. And I've decided, I've talked to Terry, I'm tired of watching things happen. I want to make things happen.
Yeah, I tell you, you're talking about learning when you get in against two like those two privates. Boy, you learn in a hurry in a match with them, don't you?
That's right. Those guys are very, very disciplined, and they go at you tooth and nail, and you just have to be on your top guard when you get in the ring with them.
It's almost, Terry, like it's a matter of survival when you get in the ring with guys like that.
Well, that's exactly what it is. It's a lesson in survival. I think Slaughter's instilled in them that they're going to make an impression on anybody they wrestle. Anytime they get in the ring, they're going to make a lesson so nobody will want to wrestle them again. I tell you, guys like me and Horner, we're ready to wrestle them anytime.
Fans, we'll be back. We'll see Wahoo McDaniel, Don Morocco in tag team action right after we take time out for this message. Fans, tag team action right here. The Western winners in our tag team tournament. Wahoo McDaniel, Don Morocco, as Chief Wahoo McDaniel will start it off against David Patterson, and Patterson's partner Jack outside of the ring is Kim Timms.
Yes, sir. I take special interest in this match because Wahoo and Morocco did win the Western division. And if Jerry and I get lucky enough to win the Eastern Division, we'll be facing these men in the final rounds. And I want to pick up on everything that these teams do in order to be able to count.
Well, there's Wahoo's famous chop.
I'll tell you, he can chop like nobody I've ever seen.
I'm sure that all the teams in the East are anxious to look at right here Wahoo McDaniel and Don Morocco just to see what caliber of competition they are going to be up in. Here's Morocco.
Morocco is, everybody that hasn't seen this man in action has really missed something. He is one of the most brutal wrestlers that there is around. The man with so much ability that it's just unbelievable.
Here's Patterson off the rope. After the tag, Wahoo in with a chop. Morocco said Wahoo wanted a wild man, and that he and Wahoo teamed up, and now they're like two wild men.
That's true of the wildest men. That's a lot of things that some people don't know. Morocco was a world champion surfer over a 200-pound class. He was a world champion surfer. He was quite an athlete, quite a wrestler, and he's done it all.
Wahoo McDaniel with another tremendous chop against Patterson. As Patterson's going to make the tag to Ken Tim. Tim now comes in. Boy, he's got a deadly serious look in those eyes as he came at Wahoo McDaniel.
Well, Wahoo and Morocco think they can win these world titles as the rest of these teams do. And they're out to show us right now that all the men that are entered in the Eastern Division to show us what kind of moves they are and how mean and vicious they can be. And they're serious about winning this tournament.
Morocco right back with that leg again as Tim tried to get over for a tag. He's going to work on that leg.
He's going to work on it. Spinning toe hold with a fall back. He falls back, puts all the pressure right in the middle of that knee there.
Wahoo McDaniel, Don Morocco have really got it together. Talking about the Eastern Regionals, the teams like Stan Hansen, Ole Anderson, Killer Khan, King Kong Mosca, Jack and Jerry.
The Samoans are in there too. The Samoans, both of them weigh about 300 pounds apiece. So believe me, it's going to be a battle of like you've never seen before. And I'm, like I said, I'm glad Charlotte was selected as the site because this is where Jerry and I won our regionals. But it's going to be a battle with teams like that in there. And $25,000 to the winner, and that's a very big incentive.
Yeah, that's right. Tim's with a headlock. Wahoo's going to suplex him out of that. Wahoo McDaniel lifted Tim's up, suplexed him.
And
he's going to make the tag. Here's the wild man. Well, Morocco comes in. He really goes at it.
Yes, he's quite an athlete. When he gets in there, he's serious about it. He'll go in there. He'll hurt you, too.
Again, back with that leg. Ken Tim's trying to kick out of it, and Morocco just holding onto that leg, reaches back. He doesn't make the tag. He looked up at Wahoo, but he wanted Tim's all by himself.
Yeah. Morocco was quick enough to get him back. Got his legs back now.
Stands him up. Stands him up in the corner for that chop from Wahoo.
You can see that they've sure got some teamwork now. You can see why now that they're Western Division champions.
Wahoo McDaniel again with a tomahawk chop as Timms is down in the corner. Well, and fans, since Jack has been out here, of course, Jack, we haven't seen any more of Roddy Piper.
Well, like I said, Roddy Piper's the type of man, you face him face to face, he's going to turn and walk away. But if he can get you from behind, you can be sure Roddy Piper will be there.
Well,
beautiful drop kick by Don Morocco.
Tommy Rich is going to do more than face Roddy Piper face to face.
Well, I tell you, Tommy Rich cannot wait to get in the ring with Roddy Piper.
Morocco with a neck breaker.
He said he has never been so embarrassed in his life as he was when Piper took that belt to him. He said he means to get revenge for it. Morocco with just all kinds of moves.
This Morocco, he's an exciting individual in that ring. He really moves with a lot of tremendous speed, and as you can see his moves, he possesses a tremendous amount of athletic ability.
Yes, he does. He's putting so many moves on Timms. Timms doesn't really know which way to go. Timms finally figured out how to get an arm lock on Morocco.
Morocco reaches back. Man. Yeah, he's just going to reach back for that tag to Wahoo, and now Tim's going to be down right there.
They got their strategy down. They got their strategy.
Nobody chops
Whoa.
like Wahoo. He almost
I'm
cuts
telling
his
you.
opponent in half.
That hurts you just sitting over here.
Another tremendous blow from Wahoo McDaniel. Right into Morocco for the...
See the power of Morocco.
Looks like he,
Oh.
a pile driver.
Pile driver.
Don Morocco with a pile driver on Ken Tim.
Well, they left no doubt in anybody's mind why they were Western Division champion.
Yes, sir. The Western winners. Chief Wahoo McDaniel, Don Morocco. Watch it right here in slow motion.
You can see there, Morocco has him down for the count. 1, 2, 3 of them, and Wahoo shut off the other guy.
All right, fans, Paul Jones, Jake Roberts. Paul?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Bob. You can tell by just the show here today, wrestling program, that you got a lot of tough competition and a lot of men mean business, you know. And I guess one of the greatest things that around here right now is this tag team tournament that everybody's talking about. Well, I sure don't want to miss it myself. And I'll tell you one thing, like I wrestled my opponent tonight, I was in there, and I think the way to handle a lot of these wrestlers is get in there and grab a Holt and punish him with a Holt and hope he gives up. If not, make a mistake and you'll take advantage of it.
Okay. Jake Paul's right there.
He is right. And did you watch Nelson and Kernoodle? I watched him real close. I even come out here when things got a little bit
That's
wild.
right, you sure
Just
did.
to be sure Slaughter didn't come out. That's the only reason I was out here. Nelson and Kernoodle, you're starting to act just like your main man, Mr. Slaughter. Well, Slaughter, you're laying a lot of leather. I watched that match with Tony Anthony, and he was punishing him. Well, you know something? I like to lay a little leather, too. So why don't you hide and watch, or just come on out there and meet me in the middle, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, Jake Roberts. And right here, Wahoo McDaniel, Don Morocco. Wahoo, I tell you, I'm sure all of the fans can see why you two fellows are the Western winners. Great, great tag team action up there from you two.
Well, I guarantee you, Ole Anderson, Slaughter, and all you boys, after you see what happened, we come in here with a little surprise. Now we got the element of surprise is gone. Now, I'm sure they trotted home, all of them, and are revamping the way they're going to attack us, brother, because I guarantee you one thing. We didn't win the Western thing by laying around. It's a tough man right here, just like me.
Everybody's here to tune up. Everybody's here to tune up.
That's the only way, boy.
But we're here to play.
Holy
Everybody's here to tune up,
Slaughter,
but
Piper.
we're ready to play.
Come on.
Come on.
I know you're going to rehome and revamp, try to get you a little bigger partner, go to that gym in the morning, try to work out a little harder, but it might be just a little late. We're here. The tournament's on top of you. You can't get in too good a shape in 10 or 15 days, and we've been laying in the bushes waiting. 2 good tans. We didn't get it laying in the sun. We got it running down the beach. We've been working out together every day. We're ready. $50,000. We need it. You know what? 50 grand.
Anybody can use that, right, Wahoo?
That's right.
I tell you, it's going to be a great, great finish, fans. No doubt about it. That'll do it for this week, and we'll see you next week. Until then, so long for now.